All right, you know what time it is? It's the end of May, so it's Belladonna Primrose bringing you my May reading wrap up. So these are all the books that I've read this month. I've read 12 books, which I'm super happy about because Haley Pham read 12 books last October, and I wanted to do it in May. So here's just a brief overview of all the books. I'll go into greater detail about it later on. But I read a lot of Sarah Adams books, I think more than I have in any other month, so that's great too. And this is my Fable page that I made. So, first off, starting in like this is How the King of Elfame Learned to Hate Stories. So, I don't know if I'm saying this name wrong, this last name, Elfame, but might I add, this book was not a 5 star. This series was not a 5 star. Nothing in this series was a 5 star, but I truly, truly, truly enjoyed listening from Cardin's perspective. I think I even wrote in one of the comments because I was annotating the series, which I don't think it was worth it, but I wrote that being inside of Cardin's head or getting to experience part of his head was absolutely insane because the way he thinks about Jude is, I wouldn't have thought about it. Let's just say I wouldn't have thought about it. I read the other books in the series like last month and I wasn't a fan of it. It was good, but I wasn't a fan of it because I originally read it because Haley Pham said it was her 5 star series. So if Haley Pham says it's 5 stars, then it's 5 stars, guys. She's given other recs that I thought would be 5 stars and they were. They were really good books. But this one did not have me at it. Mind you, I didn't know that it was a subplot of romance, while I was expecting it to be more fantasy, romancy, just more romance in general, which that's my fault. Expectations. You don't you shouldn't have expectations, but that was me. It was still a pretty good book. I think I rated it a 3 star book because I really did enjoy learning Cardin's backstory. It really made me understand him in the other books better. So I really, really, really appreciate that. Next is The Enemy. Mind you, this book was incredible. I read the books in the wrong order. It was supposed to be The Match and then The Enemy. I got so upset because it's Sarah Adams and I should have known the orders because I love Sarah Adams, but that's my fault. I didn't pay attention. I did read the second book. I mean, the first book later in the month, but they're all standalones, so it was still pretty good. I really think that it would have worked out better if I would have read the first book, but it's okay. I still love it. I still love this man. Oh my gosh, he's my boyfriend. No, my husband. No, my forever lifelong partner. I know it sounds crazy and stupid, but I love him with all my heart. He's just so amazing. And he's so sweet. There is a lot of emotional, I don't want to say trauma, but the female main character goes through a lot in her life with her ex, which, by the way, this is not a spoiler, no spoilers here. But the female main character goes through a lot with her ex, and she has to evolve and grow. And he really helps her out, which I think is so sweet. This is like an enemies to lovers, friends to lovers. It's just adorable. And if I'm not wrong, they were in a wedding party together. It was just great. I literally have no other words for this book. This book was amazing. I did not have this cover though. This cover is adorable. I did not have that. My cover is really cute though too, but I may just get that cover too because I love this book so much. It's amazing. By the way, it matches my standards to the cheat sheet. So if you know me, I love the cheat sheet by Sarah Adams, and it matches the standards. Like the Nathan from the cheat sheet. I love him. Now this one from this book, The Enemy. Oh, I love him so much too. I literally cannot describe it. Just read Sarah Adams books because I love her so much. I even did a Sarah Adams video. The first video that I posted was about Sarah Adams because I love her and I love her books. This man, amazing. Love him. Perfect. And Enemies to Lover, banter, amazing. Love Story by Eric Siegel. This was my first classic. Well, not really, but I had read Little Women, the children's version, when I was little, but this was my first classic now as I'm older. It was pretty good. I felt like the romance wasn't really a big part of the plot. I did enjoy it, but I didn't like the ending because the ending just, I got teary eyed. Not really, just a little bit. It was very emotional, the ending, and this really does have the changing girl character aspect to it, which I really like. I like reading about that, even though sometimes if it's not done correctly, I just get bored and I stop reading it because that's just how I am. But it was pretty good. This book was decent. I like how the main character went to an Ivy League school, Harvard, or was it Yale? I don't know. It was an Ivy League school, and I really enjoyed that because I want to go to an Ivy League school when I'm older. So I think that's great. But there's something about this book which I didn't really like. There's a lot of references to hockey. So I guess this is kind of a hockey romance. I don't know. I don't know what category to put that in because I don't read sports romances. I've read like 3. So I'm not experienced with that. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this main guy is a hockey player, so I guess it would be a hockey romance. Would I recommend it? Probably not, because there's just so much information wise about the book that I feel like it was kind of rushed. There's like 217 pages. So it's a pretty short book. It's a quick read. I read it in one day. I didn't really have that time during the day, but I read it in one day because that's how quick it was, and the letters were pretty big too. So it's a quick read. I just felt like it was rushed, which I don't enjoy typically in books. The temporary roomie. I literally cannot stop thinking about. I believe it was Drew. That's his name, Drew from the book. I love him so much. Sarah Adams creates the best people for me to love. I think this one was an accidental pregnancy trope, best friend's brother. It was really cute. Honestly, it was cute. I enjoyed it so much. The female main character was kind of bratty for me, but she was also strong. And I read this in the wrong order. I feel like it would have done me so much better if I would have read the first book, which is The Off Limits Rule, which I did read earlier, later in the month, which I enjoyed very, very much. I feel like if I would have read The Off Limits Rule first, and then the temporary roomie, I would have understood it more. I didn't really have too much context on why they hated each other so much. Well, she hated him. So I feel like I would enjoy it a lot more if I had that backstory, which the backstory does get revealed in the Off Limits rule, which that book is amazing too. I'll go over that one later. But I feel like if I had a backstory, I would have enjoyed the book a lot more. But I love Drew. He's just so sweet. And he's a doctor. I think he's an OBGYN. It was really sweet. I don't think I've read a book that the main character is a doctor. I liked learning about that. It's dual POV too. I think most of her books, yeah, all of her books, all of Sarah Adams' books are dual POVs, which I really enjoy because you get to see from both sides of the character. I enjoy that a lot too. So this book was just really, really cute. They move in together. It was just amazing. Is it in my top 3 Sarah Adams books? No. But Drew, I love him so much that he's just amazing. Yeah, I love him so much that it has to be a 5 star. If not, it would be a 4.75. But I found that after the fact, I just kept on thinking about Drew and how much I want a Drew, even though not with the current situation that the two characters are at. I wouldn't want to be accidentally pregnant and then have to move in with my best friend's brother. That's not how I want it to work. Maybe another way, but that's not how I would plan it out. But if Drew comes into my life for some other reason other than an accidental pregnancy, I would be so happy. I'd be like, yes, come in, come in, come in. But don't be scared that this is an accidental pregnancy because it's not pushed on you like crazy that it's an accidental pregnancy. But I really enjoyed it, and it's my first accidental pregnancy book that I've read, and I've been contemplating not reading any books like this because I just don't like the idea of it. I know it happens in real life. I'm not judging anyone on it, but I don't like the idea about reading it if I don't have to be reading about that. So why would I read it? But Sarah Adams does it really, really well. It's not too pushy. It's just, if the book flows very, very well, and I actually enjoyed it. I don't think I would read another accidental pregnancy trope again, mostly because Sarah Adams hasn't done me. So I'm worried that if I read any other book, I'm not going to like it because this book was so well written that I feel like the other books would be too pushy on it. and they would describe too much about it. I don't know. I feel like some aspects of the book may not be as well as this one was done. So I really enjoyed this one. It wasn't too pushy. 5-star read. The rom-comers. This is the second Catherine Center book that I've read. I really enjoyed The Bodyguard, which was the first one, and I absolutely fell in love with the book. I love it so much because it's just a strong female main character. And I don't know about anyone who's listening to this or watching this, but I don't really like weak female main characters. Those weak female main characters where they're like, oh no, help me with everything. No. Like, The Bodyguard is a strong female main character, which I truly enjoy. So I bought her whole backlist, and this was the first one that I read, the rom-comers. Honestly, it was pretty predictable. It's a cheesy rom-com, but it's enjoyable. It's not what you would expect it to be, because I'm not going to give too much into the book, but it's not what you would expect a cheesy rom-com to be, even though it is a cheesy rom-com. I'm not sure how to put it into words, but it's a cute book. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the male main character at the end of the book because he was just really sweet. But in the beginning, I didn't really like him because he was just a jerk. But that's how he was supposed to be. Okay, I didn't like him because that's how the author, Catherine Center, made him to be. I think. At least that's what I picked up from the book. I think that's how she made him to be. And then eventually you'll start loving him, which I like when books do that if they're done well. Because when books do that, oh, I hate you in the beginning, then I love you in the end because you grow on me type of thing, I really enjoy it. Not in The Cruel Prince, though, because I never ended up liking Carden. Sorry. But this guy, Charlie Lostra, he did it. I love him so much, too. I rated it a 5 star because it was just such a quick, easy rom-com-y read. They go through a lot of emotional depth in the book, which I really enjoy too. I would check the trigger warnings because the main character, the female main character, has to take care of her father, which I kind of understand that whole healthcare part of it, that she has to take care of her father and she's like dedicated her life to her father, which I really like. I think that's super, super sweet. And it's just, I have a connection with that because my family has a lot of elderly people, almost like any other family, of course, because people pass away. But I feel like I have a closer connection because of that. And I didn't really have to be searching up different words that the author uses determining the medical conditions that the female main character's father has, which I really enjoy because, again, when a book has too much information on something, I get overwhelmed. So, for that aspect of it, I really understood it and I liked it. The Match by Sarah Adams. This is where my ultimate confusion comes in because this is where I read The Enemy before the match. You read the match and then the enemy. I'm so sorry. That is not how I read it, which really frustrates me because I liked both of the books. Now, this one is a single dad trope, which I have been hesitant to reading it because I don't like that whole trope. Even though this book did it really, really well, I really, really, I don't want to say hate, but I really heavily despise the male main character's ex. Oh my goodness gracious, you will never see me not like an ex in my life. I really, not that I like exes, but this book just really made me dislike his ex because she tries to ruin everything and screw everything up. That's not fair. That's not how it should be done. Especially in that part of the book where the ex appears. I just was so upset because the connection was starting to happen between the two characters. I got really, really, really mad at that. But enough of me rambling about an ex that I do not like. Let's get to the point which I'm trying to make here, which is this book is amazing. I would read the trigger warnings because the character, the main character, the female main character, has epilepsy, and so does the male main character's daughter. And the service dog aspect was just so sweet because I love dogs and I love her love for dogs too. It's just really, really cute. I like that whole pet aspect of it because I have dogs and I love dogs, and it's just so sweet. And he makes my heart melt. Can I remember his name right now? No, I cannot. I'm going to have to go and search up his name because I cannot remember it. Do I love him to that aspect that I will always remember his name and the book where he's from? Possibly not, but I really did enjoy the book, which is the point, and I remember stuff about him. Okay, we got a short intermission. My mic's just died, so I have to charge it, and I did. And I'm just going to give you a little bit of a description. You can fast forward if you want. This is nothing too important or about any of the books that I've read, but this is a purely audio type of review or summation of what I've read this month. It's no spoilers. And I did get all of the pictures for all the books that I've read with the names under it and the author. I did get that from my Goodreads profile. By the way, you could follow me on Goodreads. I have it open. Also on Fable, I got my little reading wrap up from Fable too. So that's pretty good. This is not sponsored or anything. I'm not that famous. I don't have that many followers, which would be great if I had more followers, but I don't. By the way, tell your friends to subscribe. But this is just purely me talking and rambling about books. I'm not a professional in books, but I really enjoy reading them and I enjoy talking about them. And I would always talk to them to someone who would listen to me. So thank you, and let's continue. So, just to summarize the match, it's just a really cute single dad meeting someone that can also help take care of his daughter type of trope. And it's just such a sweet book. I love it so much. You should totally read it. Next, we've got one of the most wildest rides I have ever been through in a book, The Inheritance Games. I don't think I need to hype this up any more than it already is hyped up. A lot of people have already read The Inheritance Games. A lot of people have already commented on how much they love it. But I can't help but talk about how much I love it. It's just so good. Even though it has a subplot of romance, the whole aspect of the mystery and discovering what's going to happen has you on the edge of your seat. There is this aspect to the book that the writer, which is Jennifer Lynn Barnes, The Inheritance Games, she does something with the book that just makes you want to continue reading it. So it's just amazing. I rated it a 5 star. It I think it was my first mystery. I don't know if you would consider A Good Girl's Guide to Murder a thriller. I think it's just like a murder mystery. But this one is more like a gamesy mystery type of book. There is a love triangle, and it gets worse in the second book. In the first book, it's not that bad, but I just loved it so much. When I tabbed it though, I normally do my tabbing system with female main character, male main character, and like cute moments in the book, but that's when I know who she's gonna end up with. I did not know who she was gonna end up with. I don't think I even know now. And I'm on the fourth book, The Brothers Hawthorne. But it's okay, we're not gonna talk about that. But I really liked the book. It was really interesting. It just had me continuing to want to open my book and continue reading it. What I really, really like, which you don't get in a lot of books, in some books you'll get it, but it's not that common, which is the short chapters. You'll get like one paragraph and that's your chapter. You'll get like 2 pages and that's your chapter. And then all of a sudden you'll get a 3 page chapter and then a 1 page. It's like not consistent, which a lot of people may be like, that's so weird. A non consistent book. Why would I want to read that? It's actually good. If you like a fast paced book, that is it. I finished this book. I think it took me a week, but it did not feel like it was taking me a week. Normally, when books take me a week, I'm just like, oh my gosh, when is this going to end? This did not make me feel that way. I was just enjoying the book so much and I was just so into it that I didn't care if I took 2 weeks to read it because it was that good. That's just my preference. I really enjoyed it. I would totally recommend it. The stakes are super high, and it's just so interesting getting to know the characters. Even though it's from the female main character's perspective, Avery, you still get to see the development and the growth of the characters, what I also really like is that there's multiple relationships. As you'll go through the books between the Inheritance Games, the Hawthorne Legacy, the Final Gambit, and Brothers Hawthorne, which I can't talk about Brothers Hawthorne because I'm not done with it yet. But as you go through the books, it just you get more from each character. You get more about their relationships. Like the side characters actually matter, which I love because it's not often where you get a book where you're like, oh my gosh, yes, I love that side character. No, because normally it's like, they don't really matter. I don't really care about them. No, Jennifer Lynn Barnes makes it that you actually care about the side characters. You want to know what's going to happen. You fall in love with them. Like the Inheritance Games has four brothers: Nash, Grayson, Jameson, and Xander. I care about each of the brothers. I love Max. Max, I'm so sorry, Xander. I love Xander. He seems so sweet. Like, I imagine him having chubby cheeks. I don't know why. But I love Grayson on some days. I love Nash. I love Jameson. It's just so good getting to know each of the characters, which is what you'll get in this book, which is what I always look for in books. Hawthorne Legacy is book 2 of the Inheritance Games. This is another wild ride. I loved it. It was so good. I felt like the love triangle was much heavier than the first book. A lot of people would say that they like the first book better than the second book, or that the second book is better than the first book. Both books were great. The Inheritance Games and the Hawthorne, the Inheritance Games and the Hawthorne Legacy is just amazing. I love it. I did not feel like it was slow at any point. I really enjoyed the characters and getting to know it. Like every aspect of the book, I enjoyed it, and it was really fun to read and get to know a different genre that I'm not used to reading. So that one I really enjoyed. Listen to me. These books are literally the definition of something that it's just I'm speechless. Can you tell that I'm speechless? I'm speechless. I am on Brothers Hawthorne, like I said earlier, and I'm gonna get through it. I know. But I have so many other books that I want to read at the same time. But I'm going to hype up this series for you. I know it doesn't need hyping up, but I'm gonna hype it up. The Hawthorne Legacy. I found it better than the Final Gambit, because the Final Gambit is good. I'll talk about that one later. But the Hawthorne Legacy is just so good. I feel like the Inheritance Games and the Hawthorne Legacy are top tier, like 11 stars. They're so good. A lot of people will say otherwise. Again, these are my opinions. If you disagree, will I still like you? Yes. Will I see you the same way? Absolutely not, because I don't understand how someone will not like it. I'm not going to talk too much into the characters or into what will happen because I will spoil the book. You know what you need to know, which is this book is great. The mystery is great. It's super fast paced. Again, this has really short chapters. When you look at the book, you're like, oh my goodness gracious, this is so big. How am I going to get through reading this? On the first day that I was reading it, I was midway through. I don't find myself a fast reader. I don't think that I read books that fast because I've seen other people who read 100 books in 2 months. I'm like, oh my goodness, they're crazy. But that is just me and my thinking. I'm speechless. These books are just great. You have to read them. Don't think about, oh, how many pages do I have left? I need to finish this by the end of the week. Just enjoy them. Like, read carefully, like, sit through and soak in every single line, because you will never be able to read the book for the first time again. As much as you may think that you will enjoy it again if you reread it, it is not the same when you're learning something or reading something for the first time. You have to enjoy it. Let's just say you don't enjoy the first book, so you're like, I'm gonna continue the rest of the series. Then don't take your time focusing on every little aspect or soaking in the book, because then there's no point. Because if you didn't really enjoy the first book, don't soak in the second one. But if you really enjoyed the first book, really soak in the second one. So yeah, I just love this book. I love this whole series so far. Literally, after I finish each book, I'm ordering the next books immediately. And it just leaves me speechless. There's so much going on in the books, but not to an overwhelming state. It's just amazing. I don't need to say any more. Just read it. The off limits rule. Now, while you may be thinking to yourself, why the heck is she reading the off limits rule while she's talking so much about the inheritance games and the Hawthorne legacy? Why is she reading the off limits rule? Why isn't she talking about the final gambit? Well, my brain was on full overload. I was just so shocked with those two books that I'm like, oh my gosh, I need a rom com. I need a break. Not in a bad way that I didn't like the books. They were hectic, but not too much. I just needed a light, fluffy rom com because it was just a lot of information going into my head, which I enjoyed. That's why I'm not talking bad about it. I enjoyed that because you don't get that often. But sometimes you just need a light, simple rom com to get you into the better mindset, you could phrase it as. So that's why you have the off limits rule. Cooper, oh my goodness. Ah, Cooper, I love him. He's the male main character. He's just amazing. It's like an insta love trope. It's just so sweet. Now, me remembering this book is not the best. My memory on this book is not the best. Character wise, like remembering the characters' names. I remember the plot completely. But remembering the characters' names, I think her name was Lucy. Because I didn't really care about her that much. Yeah, that's what happens. Because I'm so focused on one character that I don't remember the other one because Cooper was just amazing. And Lucy, I think I don't want to say the wrong name. I don't know if it's Lucy. Okay, yeah. I just searched it up. It is Lucy. I was about to feel so bad that I didn't remember her name. But it is Lucy. Did she really stick in my system? Nope, absolutely not. Did I feel wrong about her? Did I not like her? That wasn't it. I didn't really care about her because I was hyper fixated on Cooper. It says it in the back of the book that he's flirtatious, he's attractive, but when you read the book, oh my gosh, he is just amazing. I love him. Again, I don't need to ramble about all Sarah Adams books because then I would be here for centuries. As it is right now, I'm at a 30-minute video and I haven't finished it. I'm just being real honest here. I haven't finished, mostly because the longest clips I've taken is about Sarah Adams. I'm sorry, guys. I love her. I don't have to say anything. Read her books. Not to mention the covers are adorable. I have a whole shelf for her books. I've bought every single one of her books. I think there are two that I haven't bought in. Not even. I think about those two. I love her. No hype. I don't need to hype this up for you guys. Read it. It's amazing. Cooper, I love you. Nathan, I love you. I love all these characters so much. She creates the best fictional men in the world and the most memorable books. So, that's it. I'm not going into this. Read the book. The Final Gambit. I think I was slumping when I was reading this. I'm sorry, I think I was falling into a book slump. I think I'm still in a book slump because when I finished the Inheritance games, the Hawthorne Legacy, and the Off Limits rule, my brain was just like overtaken with information. The rom com helped soothe it out, but I don't think I was in the right mindset. Did I like the Final Gambit? Yes, I did. Did it feel redundant? Yes, it did. Because it just felt like the story could have already ended. Why is there another book? Why? Like, it could have just been left at the Inheritance games, honestly. You didn't need the Hawthorne Legacy. And you definitely don't need the Final Gambit. Did I rate it a 5 stars? Yes, of course, because I enjoyed it. But it felt redundant. The plot twists in this book were absolutely insane. Probably some of the most crazy plot twists I have ever read. I'm reading Finale right now. That has a lot of plot twists too. I'm trying to decide which one has more plot twists. But this book has insane plot twist. I loved it. I think I was slumping, but I don't even know how I can feel that something was redundant, or if you guys don't know what that means, it means like it was not necessary. You don't need this book. I enjoyed it, yes, but it was not needed. The story did not need to continue. Would I still recommend this series? Yes. Would I still recommend the Inheritance Games and the Hawthorne Legacy? Yes. Would I recommend the Final Gambit? Probably not. Brothers Hawthorne, I'm in the middle of that. I would probably recommend that one. I don't know why this one didn't grasp me as much as the other books. I am so terribly sorry for the people who love this book or love this series. I do love this series, but it felt redundant. It was just, I wasn't in the mood for it. Nonetheless, I love these books. They were good. I really enjoyed them. I would still recommend them. I know I'm just rambling at this point about the books. Still, I would recommend it. Let's move on to the next book. Good Girl, Bad Blood. I'm sorry I wasn't going to read this. I wasn't even planning on touching it this month. However, this book and the next book, the last book of the month that I've been reading, had me so frustrated. I had this book on my bookshelf. I was on page like 42 because I had finished A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I absolutely loved it. The book was amazing. The first like mystery, thriller, murder mystery type of book. I'm not even sure how to categorize it. I don't even know. But it was a good book. I loved The Good Girl's Guide to Murder. 5 stars. Good Girl, Bad Blood. I got 40 pages in. And then a knife went missing. And I may be a little baby that is scared about reading about a knife missing right before she goes to bed. That may be me. I'm not ashamed of it. I got spooked, so I stopped reading it. Did I enjoy the book? Yes, of course. But I got scared to read it, especially before bed because my room is dark. And with my little light, that is not enough to avoid me getting the creeps, especially since my house is quiet at night. I am admitting, I am a baby. I will not read something like that. It will spook me. Sorry, that's just how it is. I will get spooked. It's not my problem. But I happened to have a day in school where nothing was happening. The school was going on a field trip. I wasn't going. Plus, it's the end of the school year. Summer's almost here. To be honest, teachers aren't really doing anything in class. So it's pretty simple. Everyone's playing games or on their phones. I would rather spend it reading. I was going to start another book, but I'm like, you know what? This bookmark being in this book, in the bookshelf, is getting me frustrated. Let's read it. I spent the entire day reading it. The entire day. Asked my friends, I wasn't doing much. I was just reading it. That's all I could do. Sorry. That's all I did. I was reading and I was reading and I was reading. And then when I got home, I had 40 pages left. I laid in bed and I kept on reading. I got spooked again, but I finished it. I enjoyed it. Was it a 5-star read? No. Was the book needed? No. I did get teary eyed at the ending when something happens. If you know the ending, you know what I mean. When they're in the spooky little house farm and her and the main guy, Child Broomstick or something, and then some other guy walks in when they're there and something happens. If you read the book, you know what I mean. I don't want to describe too much. In case you want to read it, I don't want to spoil it, but I did get teary eyed. I just felt bad for the characters. I could just imagine Pip screaming. By the way, that's the female main character, Pip. I could just hear her screaming, and I got sad. I got spooked. So, yeah, I enjoyed the book. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, to anybody who shall be reading or listening or watching this video, cover your ears because I'm about to squeal so loud. I don't know how to squeal. I don't think that's squealing. I think that's just eeing. But Legendary, the second book to the Caraval trilogy. Oh my goodness. Holy smokes. This book was amazing. I never thought that I'd rate this 5 stars because the first book wasn't that interesting. Again, maybe I wasn't in the mood for it. I had just been kind of slumping when I read Caraval because I had finished Powerless, Powerful, and Reckless. And anyone who's read those books knows after you read that, you're done. You're finished because the cliffhanger on Reckless is absolutely insane, which I am going to do a video reviewing that hopefully at some point, maybe this year. I have so many video ideas. I can't even describe it. But I think I was kind of slumping because I had just read such an incredible book that to be reading Caravel after seemed kind of lame. Plus, I started it in a 24-hour reading challenge that I did not finish, sadly. So, that's part of the problem. I didn't enjoy it. But Legendary, oh my. By the way, the cliffhanger on Legendary, excuse me, I did not expect that. That is not what I had expected. That was really good. I enjoyed that. This book made me fall in love with the male main character, which I'm not going to say because I don't know which name to say because he has multiple names. But if you've read it, you know. I believe I'm just going to say I fell in love with Legend. Yeah, let's just say that. Let's just say that. If you know what I mean, you know. If you know, you know. That's it. I fell in love with him. I loved him so much. That's why I am on finale right now. I enjoyed it so much. I never thought that I'd say that that book was a 5 star. I ate that book up. I have never read such a thick book that fast. It's crazy. I loved it. It was so good. The fact that it was just Tella's perspective made things change because, oh my, Scarlett's perspective, not fun. I felt like she's kind of weak. I don't really like her. I never liked her. Still, from Legendary, I don't like her. In Finale, she's growing on me. But I still don't really like her. Tella, however, I love her. She's fearless. She's amazing. I love her. I love Dante. Julian, he's alright. I'm starting to like him in Finale. I think that's pretty bad though, because there's one book on him, and he's like one of the main characters. But it's okay because that's just how I am. Legendary, however, amazing. Super good. 5 stars. Enjoyed it so much. The plot twist, crazy. The ending, never would have expected it in my life. It's just, I'm speechless. Because to me, it's so difficult to make the first book of a series lower stars, like 3 stars, and then make the second book 5 stars. Excuse me, that is insane. Because I'm so glad that I decided to read it because I was contemplating just giving the books away. I was like, you know what? I didn't really like the first book. Why continue? Oh my lord. I'm so glad I continued because I kind of got it hyped up based off of Fable and YouTube and my friends who had read it. It kind of got it hyped up. So thank you to any content creators, people, friends, family, whoever it is that recommended me finish the series because I loved it. Literally, as soon as I finished it, I ordered Spectacular, Once Upon a Broken Heart, A Ballad of Never After, and A Curse for True Love, I think. I think I said it in the wrong order. But the spin-off slash following series slash point 5 books, I still don't know the order. I'm sorry. I know you have to tandem read Spectacular, but I'm sorry. I'm not familiar with that. It's okay. It's fine. I enjoyed it. I love the book. 5 stars. I think this was a pretty good reading month. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you've made it this far, you know how much I love to ramble about books. Make sure to follow and subscribe to my channel. Like the videos. I do a lot of shorts more than I do videos. I'm going to try and do more videos. But thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed me describing everything about the books, rambling about the books. See you guys next time. Be on the lookout for a beach reading vlog and a book haul.